Oh no, it's damage step. I'm stupid. I literally made a video yesterday talking about how Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read, and then I proceed to not read. How's it going, everybody? Gory Plains 344 here, and today I've got a really cool deck that I want to show you guys that's honestly pretty easy to get. Not very cost effective in terms of like rarity and stuff like that, and can actually do fairly well against a lot of the meta strategies. And I'll go ahead and cut over to that right now. And here we are with the deck. Now, as you guys can see, this is good old classic Earth Machine, or also known as Dozer Control. Now, you guys are probably seeing a bunch of URs and stuff like that already, and let me go ahead and explain why this deck is honestly super cheap. All the UR cards in the main deck, besides Citadel, and of course Called By, I feel like is a very staple card that I feel you should have in your deck, especially in this format with Maxi. Cards like, for instance, Maxi, Ash Blossom, and Imperm, if you don't have all like 3 copies of them and stuff like that, you can easily substitute it in for like any other like floodgate type thing. Like, that's just why I love this deck. Its main strategy leaves you about like 9 extra slots. The reason I'm running 42 cards is because there's a bunch of stuff that I just really don't I feel like nothing really needs to be changed ratio wise with this deck. Because everything is back row intensive, I do have Twin Twisters. I don't have Harpy's Feather Duster because I have not invested into that yet, which I probably should, but I do not have Harpy's Feather Duster. If you do, then you could easily change around stuff like that, but this is ratios that I honestly personally like. Extra deck is also something that is very affordable in my opinion as well, because I mean, you mainly only have 4 URs, and of course the main staple ones are Zeus, Dora, and Libe. Dingirsu is mainly just a side option that I like because of the follow-up play with your Anchor Drill and your box. But this won't be like the last video. I kind of want to give more in-depth and kind of go over it card by card, but I will show a duel or two at the end of the video, so if you guys want to skip till that, I'll leave a timestamp for you guys. But let me go ahead and kind of explain card choices and explain the deck a little bit to you guys before you build it, because it is a very combo intensive deck. That is the most important thing about it. So if you're not much into combo, that's another thing to keep in mind. But anyway, let me go ahead and explain. So of course, we're just going to go over the staple cards, you know, 3 Maxi, 2 Ash Blossom, 3 Imperm, and then 2 Called By. These are just very staple cards that are currently in the game, and I mean, why not play them when you have a bunch of free slots like this deck provides you? But as for the Earth Machine cards, we've got our 3 Infinite Track Harvester, 1 Ancient Gear Box, 1 Anchor Drill, 2 Trencher, 1 Tunneler, 3 Brutal Dozer, 1 Machina Fortress, 3 Machina Metal Cruncher, 2 Derrick Rain, 1 Super Bolt Express Train, and 1 Machina Citadel. Then for our spells, we have 3 Machina Redeployment, 3 Heavy Forward. This card being a normal surprised the hell out of me. Like, that was crazy. I did not expect Infinitracks to be as easy to get as they are, which is honestly very crazy to me. 2 Twin Twister, because every single deck is like back row intensive from what it feels like, especially with Eldlich and Striker being all over the Platinum book. I just play this for more back row removal. Of course, if you have cards, if you already have Lightning Storm or Harpy Feather Duster, play those instead. I just don't have those yet, and you have a lot of discard fodder in this deck, so that's why I'm opting to play it. We have 2 Urgent Schedule. 3 is a little bit too bricky because of the fact that this deck wants to go first. This deck is entirely built on going first. Some people play it going second. I personally feel like this deck shines going first, because once you set up your resource loop, it becomes very hard for other decks to outgrind that. And that is why I love this deck so much. And then we got 3 Machina Overdrive. This card's insane. Holy shit. This card is like actually like one of the most broken trap cards I have ever read in my life. We'll come back to interactions and stuff once we go over the extra deck. Of course, we have 1 River Stormer, We have one Gaia Dragon. Gaia Dragon's actually here because of the amount of times that you can actually recur River Stormer from the graveyard. You can just slap Gaia Charger on it, or Gaia Dragon, and then right there you can go ahead and also make a Zeus on top of that. Of course, you got to keep in mind this has got to be done within a turn that you have not used Brutal Dozer, because he does lock you into Earth Machines. We have one Mountain Smasher. This would be the Dreadnought Rail Cannon, but I do not have that currently, so I'm playing this as just another option. This card's actually come up quite a bit. It's just a 3100 meter, and then I've also used him as Zeus material, because all the Infinitrack monsters are good for Zeus material, because when they kill something by battle, they attach it to it as material, which is very nice. Dingirsu is very good. You can play genuinely any rank 8. I just feel Dingirsu is probably one of the better rank 8s in the game, so why not play that? Enter Blathnir for when you have the 2-card combo with Machina Fortress. Being able to rip a card out of your opponent's hand while also setting up your board is very nice. Earth Slicer for mass removal. It is a very easy card to make in this deck, so why not take advantage of the fact that it just pops a bunch of cards and also recurs itself in the graveyard, because all of them do that, which is really cool. Then, of course, we have the two main staples, Dora and Libe. These cards are your OTK engine, and usually if you can make Dora turn 1, you're in a very good spot game state-wise. And, of course, Zeus, you're an Xyz deck, you're going to play him because you can make it very easily. And you can actually also hard make Zeus, because if you have Harvester at any of your level 10s, you can use Harvester's effect to make him 12, and you can actually hard make Zeus, which is actually kind of funny. For links, you've got your 3 Goliath. 3 is actually mandatory for the combo loop, and you actually go through these like crazy. Like, holy crap, you actually go through all your Goliaths like crazy. 2 Derek Crane, they're not Derek Crane, sorry, Anger Knuckle. Anger Knuckle to me is a card that is good at 2, because if you lose your 1, you lose a very strong resource looping card. So 2 is a very solid number. And then next we got our Ancient Gear Ballista to search our box. Now, this deck is honestly very freaking cool. I love this deck, and the best interactions I want to go ahead and tell you are Tunneler, because Tunneler, when you banish it from the graveyard, you could target 5 Earth Machine monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, draw 2 cards. And then if you pile that with your Overdrive Grave effect, you could banish this card, target 3 of your machine monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, draw a card. You can go ahead and keep recycling your Tunneler as well as Trenchers that you banished, a special summon back Infinitrack monsters, or you can recycle stuff that gets banished by like Hakero or called by, and you can just get this infinite resource loop that kind of started. Well, it's not infinite, but usually you're so far ahead by the time that you recycle it once that it just feels like it's such a power rush, basically. But honestly, this deck is very, very affordable to get. You can honestly pretty much get it with anything. Like, these could literally be floodgates. The only 2 UR cards in the main deck are, of course, your Citadel and your Fortress. That are mandatory, and then the mandatory cards in your extra deck that are UR are your Dora and your Libe and Zeus. So the deck is very affordable, and I want to show you guys a quick combo with it, so we're gonna go ahead and go straight into a duel, bitch. Let's go! All right, so we're gonna be starting off this turn, and this is actually an interesting hand that we have here. We drew Box, which does complicate the combo, but there's still some things we can do, especially with the fact that we have Citadel. We don't get our resource loop as early as we would have hoped, but I feel like that's fine. So, Metal Cruncher, we can summon out the Metal Cruncher without tributing. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then whenever he is summoned, you can pick up to 3 Earth Machines, and your opponent randomly adds 1. Let's see if they're going to Ash that. All right, they're not. So the obvious choice is going to be 3 of your Brutal Dozer. Now, the reason it's called Dozer Control is because Dozer is literally like your best card. And Dozer, we tribute Earth Machine to summon himself. So we're going to see if that gets negated. He's going to max C us here. That is certainly troubling. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and fire up this copy of Dozer then. And we are going to special summon out this copy of Trencher. As much as I would not like to do that, we're going to have no choice, unfortunately. Then we are going to go ahead and make ourselves a copy of Riverstormer. So of course, we're giving our opponent quite a bit of cards, but there's a reason as to why I am doing all of this. So then we're going to fire off Riverstormer's effect. We're going to detach to search an Earth Machine. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a copy of Fortress from our deck to our hand. And the reason why we're playing through Max C right here is because we want to have some form of a play on their turn. They do have a lot of cards, but we do have Max C plus the Overdrive and a Citadel in the grave, which does mean that we do have some things that we can do. While it's not as much as I would like against a card hand that they're going to have, it's better than nothing, because we would have only been able to Overdrive for a single Metal Cruncher, and that would have kind of sucked literal ass cheeks, bro. So we're gonna see what all he's playing, and I'm assuming it's Eldlich. Eldlich or True Draco. That's all I've fought in Platinum. Eldlich, Draco, Striker. It's been the bane of my existence. It's 5 set, huh? End phase. Well, isn't that neat? I'm not intimidated whatsoever. Icer, but anti-spell. Okay, sure, dude. I'm perfectly fine with you activating that right now. Funny enough, you don't skill drain too. You know, funny enough, that actually doesn't bother me either, because our entire deck is just big beat sticks. We're gonna try something. We're going to go ahead and Riverstormer. Going to pitch this copy of Brutal Dozer, right? Just to go ahead and get that into grave. But then we're gonna fire off this copy of Overdrive, targeting the Riverstormer, so that way he will be destroyed and off the field, so we can still get a search off of that. He's going to Ash that. That is tragic. Okay. There's actually something cool I want to do if he is playing Eldlich. And I'm kind of hoping he is, because that would be great for us. Yes! Let's go! So he's gonna fire off Conk. Now, do we think he has Sanguine? There's no way he doesn't have like a Sanguine, because I know he wants to get the pop. There it is! Telegraphed, bitch! Let's go! Now we pitch the Maxi! And you already ashed me. Unless you set called by, and I'll cry. Let's go. So we get 2 draws off of this. Again, he is going to get the Conk pop, and of course, I'm assuming he's going to pop the Fortress, because that makes the most sense. But we are going to at least get 2 draws, which is actually very nice. He's going to summon him in defense. Okay. Drawing heavy forward is not the most ideal thing. So he's going to fire off his Conk, which he does get to pop. He's going to pop the Fortress. We get Dozer, but we do get the Citadel back, which is actually very nice. He's gonna Ghost Bell that. That's interesting. Okay. But he can't stop our Citadel forever, which is very nice. So he's gonna Sanguine Banish. I'm assuming he's going to set either his Conk or Hakero. Now, funny enough, I'm actually going to hang on to this copy of Overdrive, because what my idea is so if he gets himself a copy of Hakero, he's going to try and banish Citadel. That's 100% the card to banish. But then we chain Overdrive and then shuffle it back into the deck and draw a card. Oh, he's only going to set Conk and pass. Interesting. Okay. So we draw. Oh, we drew Twin Twister. That's huge. Please, don't ash me again. Dad, I will cry. Please don't do that. God damn it, dude. I called it. Shit. No, that's actually fine. I was going to heavy forward to just get us into our Tunneler. But now that we do Twin Twister, either way, we are going to be able to get our Tunneler access pretty early on. We can actually, funny enough, heavy forward to attach this, but I think we're going to hold on to that for a little bit longer. Ooh, we could force it out. Let's actually go. We're going to go for that. That's actually very smart. I think we're going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a Gaia Dragon, right? We're going to attack into it. we have the Twin Twister. So during like standby or something, we're going to pop both these cards, meaning that then we make a Zeus on top of him, right? So we go battle phase. Pop, meaning that this will become a prime target for the conch, meaning that he won't pop the back row unless he wants to take the chance of us Zeusing him, right? Oh, he's gonna solemn that, huh? Okay, I think I know what we're gonna do then. We're going to Trencher here. Bring back this copy of Dozer. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Maxi, how many of these cards do you have? Do I big brain him here? Oh, I'm gonna big brain your ass here. You're not even ready for this. Shuffle back the Brutal Dozer, baby. Shuffle back that, and let's see. What else do I want to shuffle back? It doesn't really matter. We can put the Zeus back in the... Okay. So you don't get no draw. You don't get no draw, baby. You thought you were gonna get consistency? And we drew Imperm? That doesn't really do anything, but okay. I'm wondering if he's gonna... Is he gonna just save the Scarlet? So he's going to attack into the box. That's perfectly fine with me, because then we're going to proc our Citadel. And then if he fires off Conch, we chain Twin Twister, because it is still in the battle phase. So yes, he's going to fire off this copy of Conch, to which... Do we want to go ahead and try and push all of his cards off the board? I think that's the best play. So we're going to chain Citadel. Targeting himself. Oh no, it's damage step. I'm stupid. Damn it. Or wait, what is it? Cannot activate them until their next turn. Yeah, so we can't activate this even if I wanted to. Diddly dang. I'm stupid. I don't read. I literally made a video yesterday talking about how Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read, and then I proceed to not read. Damn. It do be like that. Ow! Gonna punch me for 25 big ones. That's pretty toxic. Now what you're gonna do, he's gonna set another card. So he used Sanguine and Conch. That's kind of crazy that he went ahead and recycled. Oh my god, we drew Called By. So there's a lot that we can actually do here. So of course, we're going to start off by firing Twin Twister. Saying this Brutal Dozer. Pop the anti-spell and pop the skill drain. So getting both of those off the field means big plays for us this turn. So we have a bunch of stuff that we can do. We're going to start off by doing our Harvester. And Harvester is going to go ahead and net us a nice search here. And we do have the Called By too, so if he ashes, we can go ahead and get rid of that, which means we're actually in full circle for full combo now, if he doesn't have anything to activate, of course. So, we then fire off this copy of Brutal Dozer. He's gonna rival. Each player can only control one type of monster. My entire deck is machine, so I'm fine with that. Literally, my entire deck is machine. I am perfectly content with that. So, yep, we'll Brutal Dozer. We'll fire off Brutal Dozer's effect. And with that, we can go ahead and get ourselves the Trencher from the deck. I wonder what he has to activate, though. Oh, it's probably his graveyard stuff, actually. So let's go ahead and get that Trencher, boy! And then, with this, so we know we already have our River Stormer in the graveyard. And Box is also... oh, damn, I should have put Box back into the deck. Oh, that's a misplay on my part. So that means we're going to miss out on some recursion. But I think we'll be fine because of something else that I've got planned. Because we do have Zeus. We do indeed have Zeus. back in our X deck because that's fun. So what we're going to actually do, we're going to fire off this copy of Goliath by sending, it doesn't really matter, we'll just send the Trencher for right now. A bada bing! So then with that, we have one copy of Goliath. And then we can use this copy of River Stormer in the graveyard to then proceed and we send the Goliath, and then River Stormer brings itself back, and then Goliath attaches it to it as material, so it always has a material. It's that's why I love Infinitrax, because that's such a cool play style that they have. So we're going to do this and attach the Goliath to it as material. Bada bing. And instead of, so usually you would search off your bullet train, but in this instance, it also foolish burials any earth machine monster. So we are also going to just send our tunneler from the deck to the grave. Which means that we can fire off this copy of tunneler and recycle a bunch of cards that are just currently vibing in our graveyard. The Metal Cruncher, the Box, the Goliath, the Harvester, and the Dozer, because we're going to have Dozer back anyways. And then we get to draw 2 cards. The important part is we're putting Box back into our deck. That is the most important part. What you got to activate, son? You clearly got something. Hand trap me. I was hoping he would actually hand trap me. So I guess we get a draw 2. Ooh, that changes everything. Holy crap. Actually, that changes everything. So we can just fire off Urgent Schedule. Because as long as your opponent controls more monsters, Urgent Schedule summons a level 4 or lower and then a level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck. So here, it does not matter what you're going to summon. But one thing that is for certain, we are going to bring back this copy of, or bring out this copy of Bullet Train, because he is your recursion in this deck, from the grave to hand. So that actually changes so much. Oh my god. So from here, let's see. There's a couple things that we can actually do. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves so he's only at 3,500 life points too. Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah, I think we have game. Yeah, we have game. I didn't even realize that he's that low on life points. So yeah, we can go ahead and make ourselves a Ballista. The Ballista lets us get Box, and then Box, when it's added from deck or grave to hand, lets you add an Earth Machine with 500 attack or 500 defense. So we can go ahead and grab Box, and usually you would get Tunneler, because Tunneler conveniently has 500 defense. I knew it. But we're gonna just grab an extra card to just discard or something. Let's actually grab our Anchor Drill just in case something goes wrong somehow. Okay. So then we've got a bunch of things we can actually do here. So we're going to fire off the effect of our Trencher that is currently in the graveyard to bring back this copy of, we'll bring back this copy of Brutal Dozer. There are many ways that we can actually close a game out right here. There are a bunch of different ways, which is actually kind of cool. And that's what I like about this deck, is the playstyle is so diverse. But anyways, so we're going to actually fire off this copy of Ballista. And we're going to pop the Imperm that we have face down, because the Imperm isn't doing anything right now. And we can target this Eldlich, and his attack and defense is going to go down to 0. Then with this, we literally just proceed to make a copy of Anger Knuckle using... Oh, okay. Whoops. Using Bada Bing, Bada Bang. We make a copy of Anger Knuckle. Then with Anger Knuckle, we can pitch a card. So this is where usually you'll pitch your Box. to bring back a level 10 machine, and Citadel can be brought back as long as it's by a card effect. So with that, we can go ahead and bring him back right here. And then we make ourselves a rank 10, which will be our Super Dora Dreadnought Cannon. We make him in attack mode. Doesn't matter, because then we literally just rank up into Libe. So he's going to Scarlet Sanguine. That's not going to do anything for you, pal. I hate to be that guy, but it's not. Because you can't activate at the same turn. And then we proceed to just go ahead and make Libe on top. And just to make sure they don't have anything engraved that they can use or anything. So we literally just go battle phase, Libe, smack them in the dome for 4K. Pew, 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 pew. And that, everybody, is Earth Machine. That's basically what the deck does. It plays through a bunch of cool stuff, and yeah, it's really freaking cool. But let me go ahead and go back to the deck real quick. All right, so I hope you guys liked this showing. If you guys want me to actually show off this deck a lot more, this is probably the most competitive thing I have built right now, because I'm not really one for playing a lot of like the more meta type decks. I always like messing around with mostly machine type strategies. Machine decks are just always like my favorite. And if you guys want to actually see more gameplay of this deck, I'd be more than happy to just upload a bunch of different replays like sped up for you guys to just sit back and watch. But all in all, this deck is super fun. It's super versatile, and I didn't even get to show off the combo, unfortunately. But the cool part is if you draw any way to get to Harvester or any way to get to Metal Cruncher, that is your 1 card combo, which nets you a grand total of your end board being an Anchor Knuckle, Bullet Train in defense position, plus 5 cards in hand, I believe. 5 or 6 cards in hand. It's one of those two. But basically, you just end up drawing into a bunch of your back row or your hand traps and stuff. And then you just do a bunch on your opponent's turn, which is so freaking cool. And sometimes you can actually end on Dora in defenseman with Daracrane as material going first, which is actually really cool. But all in all, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys have a deck that you want to see in a video, please let me know, because if there's a deck like that I do not have clearly in Master Duel, I will just make a Yugioh Pro, or I will try and save up and get that for you, because I'm trying to do this free to play as much as possible. But yeah, just let me know if there's anything you guys like to see, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, maybe even subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Happy dueling.